right, lesson 20. Number 1, let's get started. Write a word problem for this equation. Now, I'm going to tell you my word problem. You can't use mine. You have to make your own up, but it can be similar to mine. Now, this is just going to be fantastic because the operation that we're doing right here is division, right? So all we have to do in this problem, make a word problem, is do something with saying divided. So what is something that I could divide? Well, when I was younger, I collected baseball cards. So here is my problem. I have 40 baseball cards that I want to divide into 10 piles. And I had 4 in each pile. Okay? Or I had 40 baseball cards that I wanted to put into 10 different boxes, and I ended up with 4 in each box. All right? So pause this video and make up your own division word problem. Just start with 40. You have 40 of something, and you're going to divide it into 10 of something, and you're going to have 4 in each of those somethings. All right? Go ahead and pause this and finish up this problem. Okay. Next one. So 2 through 4, they've already kind of worked this for us, okay? So we've got a problem, 179 divided by 18. Okay, and we want to try and figure it out, do all of these problems, are they all going to have the same answer? Now, here's what you need to see. 179 divided by 18 is about equal to approximately 9.944, okay? So do they all have the same answer? Number 2, you have $179 to buy books. Each book costs $18. What's the greatest number of books you can buy? So if I divide that out, I'm going to get 9.944. Here's the question. How many books can I buy? Well, can I buy a part of a book? Can I buy 0.944 books? Nope, I sure can't. It's got to be a whole book. So the question is, how many books can I buy? Is that 9.944, is that going to round down to 9, or is it going to round up to 10? Well, if we use our rounding rules, we would see that this 9 is definitely bigger than 5, so our rounding rule would say that that should round up to 10. But I want you to answer this question. If you only have enough to buy 9.944 books, do you have enough to buy 10 books? No, you don't. So regardless of what our rounding rule says, if we don't have enough money, we can't buy that last book. Whoops, not $9. We can buy 9 books. All right? So write it out. Take time to write out the sentence, okay? The greatest number of books you can buy is 9. Number 3, you want to earn $179. You can earn $179 by selling books for $18 each. How many books should you sell to earn $179? So we want to earn $179, okay? So if we sell 18 books, or if we sell books for $18 each, well, 18 times what is going to be 179? That's really what this is. 18 times what is going to be 179? Well, I know this one right off the top of my head. It's 9.944, almost. Well, I don't know that off the top of my head. I'm looking back at this. 9.944. How many books are we going to have to sell? Same thing, question as before. Can we sell 0.944 books? No, we can't. We can't sell a decimal part of a book. So it's got to be entirely. So here's my question. We're not going to look at rounding rules in this problem just like we didn't look at them last time. If we sell 9 books, is that going to be enough to get us $179? If we sell less than 9.944, are we going to get $179? If we only sell 9 books, no, that won't make it. We have to sell more than that. So we're going to have to sell 10 books. If we're buying them, we have to have enough money to buy them, so we can't buy more than what we have. But if we're selling them and we want to earn that much, we need to make sure that we have at least that, all right? And number 4 has disappeared, but I'm sure you can do that on yours. So go ahead and pause the video right now and go ahead and do number 4 on yours. Okay, number 5. Kayla makes 175 ounces of lemonade for a lemonade sale. She wants to fill each cup with 8 ounces of lemonade. What's the greatest number of 8-ounce cups Kyla can fill? Well, if I'm splitting up this lemonade into 8-ounce cups, I know what this is. This is a division problem. 175 divided by 8. Well, how many times does 8 go into 17? It goes in twice. 2 times 8, 2 eighths is going to be 16, and when we subtract that, we're going to have 15. How many times does 8 go into 15? Well, that's going to be 1. 1 times 8 is 8. Now 15 times 8 is going to be 7. So this is a real-world problem. We can't sell a part of a cup of lemonade, right? So this 7 that we have remaining is really kind of insignificant. It doesn't matter. So I've got a question. We don't have enough. Do we have enough to sell 22? No, because we've only got 7 ounces left. That's our leftovers. We can't sell our leftovers. The greatest number of cups that we can sell is 21. Okay? Let's look at 6. In one day, a hotel rents 56 rooms and earns $6,678. Each room costs the same amount to rent. What is the cost per room? Okay, so let's do this. $6,678 is what we made, and we had to split that up. That came from 56 different rooms. Okay, so I want you to do this division problem. Sorry, my video's lagging just a little bit. It's going to come up and catch up with you in just a second. I want you to pause this, and I want you to work it out. Okay, so I've got my work shown up here. We had to add a decimal point and a couple zeros on the end of that, but in the end, it was $119.25. And after I did that, I came up with a remainder of 0. So 119.25. Let's look at number 7. Number 7, a family takes a road trip. They drive 475 miles per day. On what day will the family have driven 1,615 miles? Okay, so this means we're going to take that 1,615 miles, 1,615 miles, and split that up into 475 miles per day. So on what day will they hit that spot? Okay, go ahead and pause this and work it out on your own. Okay, how far did you work this? How many decimal points did you add? Did you go ahead and add some zeros here? I didn't. I didn't add any zeros there, and I wonder why. Here's what I saw. When I divided that by 475, I had 3 days. 3 days worth of driving, but my remainder was 190. What does that mean if there's a remainder of 190? It means there's still more to go, right? There's remaining miles. So 3 days, we drove that far, but there was still 190 miles left, which means on day number 4, we're going to drive that another 475 miles, and we're going to drive way past 1,615 miles. So the answer is on day 4, they traveled that far. Okay, number 8. A school buys 228 new laptops. This number is 6 times as many as the laptops as the school bought last year. How many laptops did the school buy last year? Okay, so this is question. Do we have more laptops this year or last year? Correct, this year. We have more laptops this year. So what am I going to do? How am I going to, if we have more this year, that means we had less last year. How am I going to figure out what they had last year? Am I going to add, subtract, multiply, or divide? Well, It's not going to make sense to multiply or add. That's going to make us have more last year. We don't want that. We want less last year. So I could subtract, but that seems kind of silly. What we actually have to do here is divide. Yeah, I know you got that. 228 divided by 6. 228 divided by 6. Okay, so I want you to go ahead and pause this video and work this out. Okay, so you can see my work here. This was pretty nice. We didn't even have to add a decimal. We didn't have any remainder after we divided it out. So last year, they bought 38 laptops. 38 laptops last year. Number 9. The length of a piece of wood is 3 feet. The piece of wood is to split into 8 equal pieces. What is the length of each piece of wood in feet? Okay, so the wood is 3 feet long, and we split it into 8 pieces. Okay? Let's go ahead and divide this out. So go ahead and pause this, and let's go ahead and round this to the nearest hundredth. Okay? So that means we want 2 decimal points before you finish up. So you're going to have to go 3 so you know how to round that second one. Okay? So go ahead and pause this and do your work. Okay, so here's what I got. I got 0.375, and that is an exact answer because I didn't have any remainder down there. So I probably shouldn't have told us to round it to the nearest hundredth because that's an exact answer. But since I did tell us to round to the nearest hundredth, we're going to look at this decimal right there. That's 5 or above, which means we have to make this hundredth place one bigger, 0.38. So if you had 0.375, high five. If you listened to my directions, 0.38 would be your answer. Okay, let's number 10, I'm just going to let you do that on your own. Telling stories. A 3 or 4-digit dividend, a 2-digit divisor, and a whole number quotient. Okay, let's just make this up. Okay, so the dividend is what we're going to divide. So 3, I'm going to just go with a 3-digit number. I'd like to make this easy. 3 digits, let's go 100. Let me make this a little bit bigger so it's easier to read. So my 3-digit dividend is going to be 100. My 2-digit divisor, what would be an easy number to divide 100 by? That's 2 digits. I like the number 10. And a whole number quotient. Well, what's 100 divided by 10? That is going to be 10. So now it's story time. One day I had a great day. I was walking down the street and somebody handed me a $100 bill. And I decided that I didn't want to keep all of this good fortune to myself. So I found 9 of my friends. 9 plus me is 10 people, and we split it evenly between the 10 of us, and each one of us got $10. That's my story, okay? So you come up with your own 3-digit number, your own 2-digit divisor, with a whole number quotient, a whole number answer, and you write a story. Before you pause this, go ahead and write your story in 11, all right? So you're coming up with a story, and then go ahead and write it in 11. And go ahead and pause it now and do that. Okay, so what did we learn today? We learned that, I hope you learned that word problems don't have to be scary. And we're working on those. We know those. I understand they're a little bit intimidating all the time. But if you just jump into the story and have fun with them, a lot of times, as long as we don't freak out, as long as we just stay cool with them, it's going to be all right. Okay? So I know you can do this. Good luck.